Hi, this is Mrs. Griffin with the Unit 1 Lesson 7 video. We're going to be talking about exterior angles. An exterior angle is an angle that's formed by extending one side of a triangle, forming a linear pair. So if you look at these opening exercises, we can kind of understand the theorem a little better. An exterior angle is one where if you take a side of a triangle and extend it, you're going to form a linear pair. The 78 is an exterior angle. Since it's a linear pair, if we do 180 minus 78, you're going to get 102, and that would give you this angle in here. And then to find angle A, you can see that it is a triangle, and that the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So if I add the 102 and the 42, I'm going to get 144. And then if I subtract that from 180, you will get 36 for A. Now, to understand the exterior angle theorem, we have to realize some other relationship that exists. If we were to look at the 36 that we got for angle A and the 42 that we had in the first place, so just these two angles, if I look at those and add them together, 42 and 36 equals 78, because the 78, it's supplement to the 102, but then we kind of redo that and we get another 180. So the shortcut is to look at the two angles that are here, the two that were not next to the 78 to begin with, and you can see that if you add them together, you got the same number on the outside. And we can confirm that with number 2. If you look, we have these two sides marked congruent. Across from those sides, follow it like an arrow, are these two angles. And if these two sides are congruent, then these angles are also congruent. Okay? And then if we were to use our triangle rules, and we were to take those 68s and add them together, you're going to get 136. And if you then take the 180 for the triangle and subtract that 136 from both sides, you are going to get 44 degrees for this. Then, to find angle B, you have your linear pair here. So you can take your 180 and subtract your 44 from both sides, and you're going to see that you get back to the 136 that happened when you added these two together. So when we add the two angles that are not next to the exterior angle, they add up to what the exterior angle would be. So that would be the 136 in the first place. Okay, so using that rule, that means that if you have an exterior angle at one of the vertices, and extend it, this is the exterior angle. That angle has a supplement, but if you ignore that supplement and you look at the other two that are not supplements, that are not a linear pair to it, that angle A will be equal to the non-adjacent interior angles every time. An extension from that is if you have that same situation as above where you have an exterior angle, that exterior angle has to be greater than either of those two, because since they have to add up to angle A, they both have to be smaller than angle A. Okay? And then A and B does equal 180, but that's the triangle, and that's a triangle angle sum, or a linear pair rather. That's true, but the ones that are not linear pairs together would add up to equal A. So for some examples, okay, these two angles are not the linear pair with the exterior. They're the non-interior, so that means that they add up to equal the exterior, and that would make X 150. Okay, same thing here. We have our exterior angle. This is the linear pair, but we're looking at the other two. They would add up to equal the 80. So the 80 is equal to the X plus 53. And when you subtract 53 from both sides, you'll get 27. For number 3, this one's actually a trick. The exterior is here. Right next to it is the linear pair. So this here doesn't even use the exterior angle theorem. It's just going to use a regular linear pair. And then you're going to solve. So you're going to subtract 126 from both sides, and then you're going to divide by 3. Okay, so check, because it's only the two that are not next to it that would add up to the outside. Okay, so 5 is the exterior. This one would be the linear pair, so we want the other two. And they would add up to equal the exterior. So if I add up 3x plus 20, that would add up to equal the 5x. If I subtract 3x from both sides, I get 2x. And then if I divide by 2, I'm going to get 10. Okay, now these are going to use our exterior angle theorem because you can see the angle we're discussing is on the outside of these triangles, but it's going to be a couple of steps. So the first thing I would look at is say, okay, this 93 is on the outside of this triangle, and so that means that A and B, and it's only the ones up in the corner of the triangles, would add up to equal the 93. However, since we don't know A or B right now, we're going to have to look at a couple of other things to figure out what they are. The easiest thing for me is to go, well, A here is in this triangle, and that triangle has to add up to 180. So if I add those together, A plus 69 plus 58, that has to equal 180 because it's a triangle. If I add them, I get 127. And then when I subtract that one from 180, I get 53. So this angle is 53. That means now I can plug it in up here. 53 plus B has to equal that 93. And then if I subtract 53 from both sides, I will get that B is 40. 6 has no actual triangle in it, and we don't have a rule at this point for this scenario. So I'm going to take one of my lines and extend it like an auxiliary line, and that now splits my picture into two different triangles. Okay. If I look at this triangle here where I have two numbers in it, I can form an exterior angle. So outside here would be equal to not the one next to it, but the other two added together. So 72 and 30 is equal to 102 in here. Then I can look at this little triangle and see how angle H is an exterior angle. So it's next to this angle, which means it's going to equal the other two added together. So 102 and 25 is 127 degrees. Okay, now if we go down to number 7. We don't have a triangle here, but we do have parallel lines. Okay, and those parallel lines do not currently have a transversal through them. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an auxiliary line. There are a few ways to do that. One way is to extend a line that's already there, and by doing that, creating a little triangle to work with in here. Okay, so in that triangle, I is going to be this angle down here. Now, by also doing this, we have created a situation where we have our two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So if you wanted to extend this one here, you could see it a little better. And in that kind of scenario, we have now 125 and this blank one, which are same side interior, and those would add up to 180. So if you do 180 minus 125, you're going to get 55 degrees. And that 55 degrees will go in here. Now, we have vertical angles here as well, so this angle in here is also 55 degrees. If you keep in mind our exterior angle theorem, you can now take this triangle, and you can see that the 115 is an exterior angle on it. So 115 is on the exterior. We're not going to use the one next to it, we're going to use the other two added together. So if I add I and 55 together, that would equal our 115. And then you can subtract your 55 from both sides, and you'll get that I is 60 degrees. Okay, for number 8, we kind of have a similar scenario. We have our parallel lines, and this time we actually have a transversal through them. So if you want to extend it to make it easier to see, you can. And then if you follow this 78 and you slide it down to its corresponding, we're going to get that angle there. Then when you look, we have our triangle with one side extended. So that 78 we just found is now an exterior angle to the triangle, so we equal it to the two interior angles. So not the one next to it, but the other two added together. So 78 would equal the 48 plus F, and when you subtract 48 from both sides, you're going to get 30 for your angle F. Alright, now a few different ways of seeing this. For number 9, we have a picture of a triangle and they're telling us it's isosceles and that AB is congruent to BC. That means across from those congruent sides will be 2 congruent angles. Isosceles triangles always have 2. Then we know that this angle on the exterior is 140. So we look not at the one next to it, but the other 2 added together. They would add up to equal to 140. Now we don't know what either one of them is, so I can make them both x because we do know they're the same. So adding those together, 2x would equal 140. Divide by 2, and you're going to get 70 for each one. And they want angle A, which is x, so that is going to be your 70 degrees. Number 9, triangle MAR. So remember, it doesn't matter which corner you're labeling with which letter, but we do know it's equilateral. That means all 3 sides would be the same, and then all 3 angles would also have to be the same. And since they're the same, you would do 180 divided by 3 is 60. That's always going to be true for every equilateral triangle. Your 3 angles will always be 60. Then we want to find the exterior angle at R. So that means we're extending through R, and we are looking for this angle out here. So just like all the other ones, you can do your exterior angle theorem, which means you ignore the one next to it, and you do the other 2 added together to equal it. And that would be 60 plus 60, which is 120 degrees. You also could have done the linear pair here because you do have enough information, so either way would work. Number 11, vertex angle A of an isosceles triangle. So we have an isosceles triangle, 2 congruent sides, 2 congruent angles, and the vertex angle is A. Remember, the vertex angle in an isosceles triangle is the different one. Okay, and that vertex angle measures 70. And then it says, what is the measure in degrees of an angle at B? So remember, it was triangle ABC. And we can do an exterior angle by extending through the letter they talked about. Now we kind of have to do things a little bit differently here, because this angle would equal the 2 non-adjacent added together, the 2 far away ones. But I don't know what either one of those is. So I have to do a little bit with the isosceles triangle first. Remember, you don't know either base angle, but you do know they're the same, and that the whole triangle would add up to 180. So if you solve this, you will see that each one of the base angles is 55 degrees. They're the same. Now you can follow the pink highlighter. Your exterior angle will equal the 2 non-adjacent ones added together. So 70 and 55 added together would be 125 degrees for your exterior angle. 12, we have another isosceles triangle. Also remember that your isosceles triangles can go at any angle. It's the 2 angles that are across from the 2 congruent sides that are the same. The measure of the exterior angle at the vertex, remember that's your different one, is 82 degrees. So this is going to be 82. If the base angle at each one is represented by 7x minus 15, find x. So with your exterior angle, the exterior angle is equal to not the one next to it, but the other 2 added together. So we're taking our 7x plus minus 15 and your other 7x minus 15, and that would equal your 82. So we have 14x minus 30 equals 82. If we add 30 to each side, 12, and then if we divide that by 14, you will get 16, and that is our value for x. For number 13, we have triangle DEF. Remember, it doesn't matter which corner is which letter, but we have that D is 2x plus 4, and E is 6x minus 58, and then we're going to put an exterior angle by F, which would be equal to 5x. So using your exterior angle theorem, these would add up to equal 5x. So adding them together, you're going to get 8x minus 54 equals 5x. I'm going to add 54 and subtract the 5x from both sides and get 3x equals 54. And then I'll solve by dividing by 3, which would get me x equals 18. I'm going to sub those back in. 6 times 18 minus 5 is 50. 2 times 18 plus 4 is 40, and 5x would equal to 90 when I plug it back in. Remember, there's a linear pair here, so this would also be 90. and we're going to classify it. Makes it right, and I'll